Hello again, fellow BeachBum traders. Thank you for joining us for part 2 of our weekly trading game plan for the trading week of July 24th through July 28th, where we'll be selecting our top swing trading stocks to watch. We'll look at dividend payers, talk about our option strategies, additional ways to generate income while we're looking for good swing trade opportunities. So again, we'll select our top swing trading stocks, ETFs to watch for this week of July 24th through July 28th. So let's get started. So here's our Google document with our notes for part 2 of our weekly trading game plan for the week of July 24th through 28th. We keep our notes for our weekly trading game plans in publicly accessible Google documents. You can find a direct link to these notes, this Google document, in the description box below. We store all of our notes, our Google documents, in a publicly accessible Google Drive folder, so you can refer back to the notes for part 2, part 1, and previous weeks in that Google Drive folder. And again, you can find a direct link to that publicly accessible Google Drive folder in the description box below. Welcome to Crow, Walter Lyons. Thank you for joining us in the live chat today. Hope you're doing well. If you have not already seen part 1 of our weekly trading game plan for this week, titled Another Fed Interest Rate Hike, we would highly recommend you view part 1, as that contains our market analysis for this week, some strategies, trading ideas for making money trading around another Fed interest rate hike. So again, you can access that with the link directly in the notes and or on our BeachBum Trading YouTube channel. And again, we'd highly recommend you also view part 1 for additional strategies for making money trading during this trading week. Welcome to Ricky Khan. Glad to see you as well. Thank you for joining us. So firstly, we'll go over a couple quick updates on some of our trades from last week. The first one is we got stopped out of MPW. MPW is a hotel REIT. You'll see a kind of a theme with both. We got stopped out of MPW, the hotel REIT, and STAG, which is an industrial REIT. And the whole real estate theme I'll talk about relative to the interest rate hike incoming as well. We still have land, which is a farmland REIT. I thought I was going to get stopped out of that as well, just around their ex-dividend date, but it seemed to have continued its trend upward. But again, the theme relative to the interest rate hike, we've seen real estate sector rotation in and out of real estate. It looked like on these days, on the 18th, you'll see got stopped out of both of these on the 18th. It looked like there was going to be a sector rotation out of real estate. So I wanted to protect my profits, protect the dividends we'd already collected on those in case we got a sector rotation out of real estate. And again, with the increased interest rates coming on Wednesday, we'll see if that causes a decline in some of the REITs in the real estate sector. And if so, we'll be looking for opportunities to get back into some of these REITs. These are the ones that we like. So you can see we got stopped out on the 18th at 990. So it's pretty much break even, small profit. We've collected dividends on this for 2 quarters. So we, protected our profits, collected those dividends. And as you'll see, then MPW trended back upwards. So congratulations to all of our fellow BeachBum traders who profited and are possibly continuing to profit from this long-term swing trading in MPW. We also got stopped out of STAG. Again, on the 718, it looked like there was that sector rotation out of real estate. We wanted to protect our profits, so we got a small profit. We got stopped out at 37.63 from an entry at 36.91. ROI of about 2%, so really only a 0.1%. We've been in this for a long time. We've collected 14 months worth of monthly dividends on STAG. So congratulations also to our fellow BeachBum traders who also profited from this trade in STAG. And again, if we see a rotation out of real estate, if it gets hit with the interest rate hikes, we'll be looking potentially to re-enter those cheaper. Welcome Trading Part-Time. Thank you for joining us. Flip with a Shippa. If you'd like to get real-time trade alerts of when we enter or exit any trades, you can do so by joining any level of our Patreon. As soon as we enter or exit a trade, I try to post that to our Patreon members as quickly as possible so you can see what we're entering and exiting. Again, I don't recommend anyone blindly follow us or anyone else into trades. But if that would help you make money in your trading, help you succeed in your trading career to see when we enter or exit trades, you can get that email notification via joining any level or our Patreon. You can find the link to our Patreon in the description box below, and I just put it up in the banner. Also, our Patreon members get access to several alerts channels in our Discord. The first is a Thinkorswim TOS alerts channel. I also have automated price alerts that are triggered from Thinkorswim, and they get automatically posted to that Thinkorswim channel. And then, as you can see, if we follow that up with an actual trade, then I would update that in the Thinkorswim channel, so you can see when we got stopped out of Stag and MPW. I posted to that channel. If it's a trade not related to a Thinkorswim alert, then I would post that in another channel titled Trade Alerts. So again, if it would help you succeed, make money in your trading career, you can get that information via any level of our Patreon. So now we'll jump over to Webull and take a look at those trades very quickly. So here's the trade on MPW. Again, we've had this for quite a while. We entered probably a little early at 986. Again, you can see the rollover on the 18th. Again, I was watching the sectors. It looked like there was going to be a sector rotation out of real estate, so I wanted to have my stop in there, protect my profits, and we got stopped out. And then you see the next day MPW pop back up. So again, if your entry was better, your execution on this, you may still be in MPW and making additional profits. Again, my warning is to watch the interest rate hike and see the impact of that on the real estate sector. Again, that means, mortgage rates, the 10-year treasury will probably go up in yield, and that might cause a hit in the real estate market in general. Same thing with Stag. So again, see, it was, pretty flat. Then it took a dip on the 18th. So we got stopped out of that. It looks like, it might be trending a little bit higher as well. Again, this looked pretty toppy. So again, I want to protect our profits in that. Again, if we look at land real quickly, we're still in land. You'll see I have a stop under that support level. And right now, after it went ex-dividend, I think on the 19th or the 19th or the 20th. It must have been the 19th. So we see that big dip, or on the 20th right there. So we see that dip compensating for the dividend, and then we see it trended back upwards. So again, I've got a stop under there, and I'll continue to manually move that stop up under those pivot points as long as it will trend upward. Again, the yield on land isn't very high. It's only a 5-cent per month dividend. So it's price appreciation that we're really looking for. Good morning, Specula. Thank you for joining us. Glad to see you again. Alan Krentz, hopefully you're all doing well. So now we'll talk about our updates and what we have on our top swing trading stocks to watch list for this week. First one additional is Disney. We're adding Disney as an actual stock purchase buy. You'll also see that we have a sale for a cash secured put out on Disney at 85. I think Disney's low is around 84 something. So we would buy shares of Disney, under 85. We might get that cash secured put sold, which would be okay. Our experience has been that it doesn't necessarily get exercised, but again, we're kind of splitting our sizing between a direct share purchase and a cash secured put on Disney. Again, I think the long-term trend is either short-term sentiment's pretty negative, but long-term, I think we could get some decent price appreciation. We talked about yesterday, and we looked at the chart for FNGD, how it had hit its resistance point, and then bounced off that resistance point back down, I believe, on Wednesday. I'll look at that in detail. Unfortunately, I missed that bounce. And again, we'll look at that in a little more detail in the charts, but we'll see if we happen to get a recovery after they do the rebalance in the NASDAQ early this week. If we get a buy the dip and it causes a spike in FANG-U, we might look for another opportunity to short the FANGs using FANG-D. Here's a new one. This is a healthcare medical facilities. They do chiropractors. It's JYNT. Let me see if I can bring up the Finviz chart very quickly for JYNT. Do a very quick take due diligence. You can see this came up in one of our queries. Looks like it's, retesting this bottom, around 13. Looks pretty stable. Looks like it's testing its moving averages. We can see longer term, it's got plenty of upside. It is profitable. I think they had a small negative quarter. We'll look at that in a second. But the fact that they're profitable means it's something I would consider. It is optionable. Debt's not too bad. Pretty small float. So again, might be kind of choppy. Not heavily shorted. But again, the theme for, kind of more elective type surgeries and elective medical procedures after the pandemic might make this a nice turnaround play. You see they're profitable. And again, they're profitable. So again, we'll see if I like this JYNT as a play for the overall healthcare sector. So if we see a rotation, into healthcare in general, this might be one that we can play for that rotation in the healthcare, medical procedures type play. So we're adding JYNT to our watch list for this week. Again, around that 13 bottom looks pretty good. We've had METC on our watch list for a while. This is to play the sector rotation in and out of coke and coal. We had MJ. We did a scalp swing trade, made some money on MJ. We'll see if we can get a dip and do that again. MP Materials we've been watching for a little while. It seems to be declining back down. Again, I think, the basic material sector rotation out of basic materials is pushing it down, although the issue with China limiting exports of rare earth materials, and they're the only U.S.-based rare earth materials miner. It's pretty positive. So yeah, you can see why we like MP Materials in our previous due diligence video. And again, we'd like to get a good price on that and swing that back up. Talked about SOXS yesterday as well, way to short semiconductors. We looked at the technology component chart yesterday, very similar to FANG-U, FANG-L or SOXL, which is the long on semiconductors, hit its upper trend line, rejected off that pretty severely, and then it bounced back a little stronger than the FANG-U. Again, this is mostly NVIDIA. The NASDAQ rebalance may not affect the SOXL as much, although the sell-off in NVIDIA, they're selling some NVIDIA. I know they're buying back some Broadcom. I'm not sure what else might hold the SOXL up a little bit. Walter Lyons talking about MP. U.S. rare earth materials. Yeah, if you haven't seen our due diligence video on MP, I would recommend that. We go into a little more depth. Welcome the blind trader. Glad to see you again today. Hope you're doing well. UROY is one of the ones we like for playing the sector rotation into uranium. So we see that we've watched that sector rotation in and out of uranium. Energy is a little up right now, so all the uraniums are a little high. but we'll watch and see if we get a rotation out of uranium and try to pick up some UROI. We've scalped swung trade this numerous times for a nice profit. Again, just be aware they have a mixed shelf offering sitting out there. Again, I haven't seen it go into effect, but you'd want to protect your profits in case they drop that offering at any time. Just another quick reminder, our Patreon members, any level of our Patreon also has access to an automatically generated web page that's regenerated daily, also has price targets, optionality, ex-dividend dates, etc., dividend yields. So if you would like to get more frequent updates to our watch list, you can get access to that automatically generated web page by joining any level of our Patreon. If I make any changes after the generation of that web page, I post those in a channel in our Discord, stock watch list updates, and any level of our Patreon also has access to that Discord channel. So again, if I make any more frequent changes to our watch list, I'd also post that in our Discord in the Stocks Watchlist channel. So if that would also help you make money in your trading, succeed in your trading career, to get more frequent updates to our watch list, get price targets, etc., you can get that information via any level of our Patreon. So now let me grab a quick drink and we will go look at the charts for our main watch list in Webull. Just a quick reminder, if you're not already using Webull, they're still offering up to 12 free fractional shares of stocks for joining. They're also offering a 5% interest rate on idle cash in your cash accounts. So again, you see we use Webull for our market analysis, our due diligence, the majority of our trading. So again, if you're not already using Webull, you can join Webull via our affiliate link in the description box below, and also help support our channel by doing so. Again, we prefer Webull as a trading platform. You can trade from 4 a.m. to 8 p.m. So again, also, you can see you can have all kinds of different watch lists, thematic watch lists, etc. And it's very easy to use. I'm using the online browser version of Webull. They also have a mobile app and desktop version. I also use the desktop version. I don't use the mobile app very much. So here's our top swing trading stocks to watch list for this week. Again, here's Disney. You see Disney bottomed at, around 85. I think 84.07 was the actual low, anywhere right around 85. Again, we've got a cash secured put sale at 85. So anywhere, around that 85 level is a pretty good price on Disney. You see it did pop up a little bit recently. Again, with trading the FANG stocks, we use FANG-U to determine the entry point. You see, I think this is Wednesday. I was watching this closely, and I just missed that around 12:30. It looked like it was possibly going to trend back up and retest that resistance level again and possibly break. And then, right around 12:30, it broke down. And then from there, we had 2 days of decline. And I just missed that. I was watching it, and unfortunately, one of the downsides of getting ready to go to the beach is I missed that breakdown through the VWAP, and then it's a descent for the next 2 days. So we'll see if we happen to get a a resurgence back in the FANGs after the rebalancing, maybe midweek, mid to late week this week, and see if we get another chance to trade the FANGs. Again, this is more of a day trade, better for, day traders if you're watching. Also, on Friday, we got this gap up a little bit. I thought we might get another opportunity, but you see it never did break the pivot point, and then it downtrended from there. So welcome, Mighty Soldiers Trades. Thank you for joining us. So again, if we see, FANG-U hit a resistance point, ideally the top, then we would enter in FANG-D. These are both leveraged ETFs. Here's that JYNT. Again, chiropractors, you can see the low. It's about 1286. We saw that, double bottom activity around 13. And we can see it repeatedly testing that support level. So that looks like a good entry point. Potential upside in the low 20s. Again, we've been watching METC for a while. It's a little bit high. We'll see if we get an opportunity with a sector rotation out of coke and coal. I also wanted to mention from Walter Lyon's comments, there is a special situation with METC. They have some rare earth materials. I think it's as a consequence of their coke and coal processing and mining. They have a special situation going on where they have some rare earth materials as well. It's another reason I kind of like METC. MJ on cannabis, again, low 290s, ideally around 3s, not too bad. You see it looks like it might be coming back down. We'll see if we get an opportunity there. MP, I'd really like it down, 20-ish, but you see it held support, low 20s, 21, popped up. Part of it, I think, was on that news of China restricting rare earth materials export, and it looks like it might be downtrending. We might get an opportunity to get back in. We'll just see where it reaches that support again. Again, with semiconductors, we use SOXL as the top. And you can see on Wednesday, same type of behavior. It peaked, tested the resistance, broke down. Not quite the same time, might be very close to that same 1230-ish break. Looks like it was a little bit earlier, so SOXL looked like it was trending back up above the VWAP, then it very quickly broke down and trended down for 2 days. Had a little bit of a pop-up on Friday, but it didn't resurge back up. So again, these are, better day trades. I'm trying to watch for that break below the VWAP. You can see once they break below the VWAP, they tend to stay under it. Once they break above and hold, they'll come back, retest the VWAP, and if it holds, then the trend is more likely up. And again, if SOXL peaks, we're using the peak in SOXL to determine the bottom in SOXS. Last week, we did a more detailed video on how to make money trading semiconductors using SOXL and SOXS. So you can find that on our BeachBum trading channel, or you can access it directly via the link in our notes as well. And then UROI, again, one of our preferred plays in uraniums, a little high. I'd, like it down around this 190, 188. I think the low is, 181, 182. I've got a buy sitting at 182. It just hasn't come back down there yet. So again, to play the sector rotation, out of uranium, in and out of uranium, you see it swung back up into low 2s. Come back down. It's got a longer term reward potential up into the low 3s, 350-ish. Okay, in terms of our bullpen stocks, if you're kind of new to our channel, the concept of the bullpen stocks are ones that I'm not watching real time during the day. I don't have my automated systems producing alerts on these. I just revisit them at the end of each day. They appear to potentially present a positive setup in the near future. So at the end of the day, I'll revisit. If the setup's improved, we'll put them in the game, move them up to our main real top swing trading stocks to watch list. If they break down or run away, then I'll just take them out of the bullpen. One of the ones we're adding to our bullpen stocks is ACNT. This is a U.S. steel play. I identified this when I saw sector rotation out of steel on the 19th. So I went to look at all the steel companies, and you can see we have a video of how to identify, individual stocks based on the groups and industries, the sectors and industries screen in FinViz. So I clicked on the steel category, looked at the various ones, looked for profitable steel companies. This looks like a potential laggard in that category. So, and it's a pretty small cap. So we'll take a real quick look at ACNT. You see it's a little bit high right now. We'll go back to a daily chart. See, again, it's got a long-term bottom support level. It's retesting that bottom. See, again, it's relatively high currently, but it's risk reward 8 to 18. So it's got a decent risk reward. It's a little below its trend line. Got a pretty good support there at that 812 or so level. See, they're profitable. It is optionable. The sentiment's good. Pretty small float. Not high debt. So again, this is what I want to watch to play the sector rotation in and out of steel. So again, they're profitable. They had one negative quarter, so that's the one I was thinking about. Is this a potential turnaround play? It looks like their profits declined, went negative, and again, I think it might be a potential turnaround play, and again, a laggard in the steel industry, and a way we can play that sector rotation in and out of steel. So again, we're adding this. I'm going to keep an eye on it in the bullpen. Similarly, another laggard in the semiconductors we've been watching for a couple of weeks is AXTI. We'll see the chart in that in a minute. EPV, again, we've been talking about ways to long and short ETFs, to long and short the various international markets. We've been watching both the European, the FTSE Europe, where we'd use EPV to short using EURL to find the top, the resistance point. Similarly, EWV is the short on Japan, the Nikkei, and for that we use EZJ as the long to find the top. And again, got a more detailed video on how to make money trading the Nikkei using EZJ and EWV. So you can see that on our BeachBum trading channel or via the direct link in our notes. Been talking about also along the same lines of the FANGs, shorting the FANGs, shorting semiconductors with SOXS. We've been watching opportunities to short the ARK-K using SARK. So again, we'd use ARK-K as the indicator of the top, then short it using SARK, the short. And if you are not already getting the ARK ETF buys and sells on a daily basis, you can watch our video on how to get that information and see what they're buying and selling to help make your decision as well. SPWR is one of the solar. It's one we're looking to potentially play that sector rotation in and out of solar. It's been pretty, dramatic in and out of solar. So we kind of like SPWR as kind of a lower price. VHI, again, we've had that in the bullpen for a while. It's a titanium nitride, kind of like TROX, made money on TROX. You can see our further evaluation of VHI in this short video on VHI. So we'll take a quick look at the charts of those. And it's nice and weeble. You can have different watch lists, different categories. So here we just looked at ACNT. That's the new steel play. We see, multiple bottom touches, bottom around 812. Got some, upside into the low 11s. Longer term, up to 18. ARK, again, the longer term high on it broke through its previous resistance. The next resistance point on ARK is around 53. So we'll see if it makes it up to there, or if it retests this resistance point. So R3 is around 51. Retest that, opportunity to go short on ARK using SARK. AXTI, here's the semiconductor. Again, bottom around 247, trended up to about 4. Found support again around 231. So that support 2, about 277. So we'll see if it continues to come down a little bit. Here's Europe. Again, Europe EURL made a new high recently and then came down a little bit. So we'll see if it retests that high. If so, we can use EPV to short Europe. Nikkei, again, Japan, recent high and then descended. You can see these are pretty choppy, liquid, and we use EWV to short Japan. We talked about SARK. SPWR is the solar play. Again, it's a little high right now. If we get a rotation back out of solar and it comes back down to the support level, might be an opportunity there. And BHI has been running kind of high. Again, if this continues to trend up, then we'll take it out of the bullpen. Just checking the chat for a minute. Concept of our shopping lists. Again, we've got, the rebalance, the NASDAQ rebalance hitting. It's already probably, the effects of that, the sell-off of the FANG stocks has probably already started. It probably started on that Wednesday. That was probably part of that dramatic decline in the FANGs. Afternoon on Wednesday continued, mostly Thursday, Friday. We'll probably see a continuation. Early on Monday, we'll see if we get some buy the dippers after that. Again, but you can have, and then we've got the interest rate hike on Wednesday. So there might be some opportunities, some irrational reactions to those. Also irrational reactions to earnings. So have your shopping list ready of stocks that you want to buy on an irrationally negative reaction to any of those events. Just, beware of zombie stocks. Again, we've got interest rates going up. Stocks that, are barely servicing their debt. They're going to be under further pressure with the rising interest rates. And we expect, at least a 25 basis point increase on Wednesday and another one sometime this year. Could be, I think we saw in September September, not likely, but October probably. We'll get another interest rate hike. So again, avoid zombie companies, zombie stocks. I know some of these have become, meme type stocks like Carvana. And if you're playing those, just be careful. You don't want to get stuck holding stocks like that. Just checking the chat. Glad to see you guys are having a good conversation. Again, we've got a great group of BeachBum traders helping each other out in our chats and our Discord, etc. So if you're not already a member of our BeachBum trading community, by subscribing to our channel, joining our Discord's free to join, other than those couple channels that are exclusive to our Patreons, and you can find an invite to our Discord in the description box below. So again, I think we've got a great community, and we hope you will choose to join us. Okay, now we'll talk about our dividend payers. I know a couple people mentioned a couple we'll take a look at in our Google Sheet, a couple dividend payers. If anyone has any other dividend payers you'd like to take a look at, please let us know in the chat, and we can take a look at those while we've got our dividend payers. Again, our dividend paying strategy is another place to park cash and generate additional income while we're waiting for our swing trade opportunities to present themselves and or play out. So again, multiple ways to make money trading. Dividend payers is one, and we'll also look at our option strategies. Just a quick reminder, as well as our all access and VIP Patreons have access to our dividend payers Google Sheet, which you'll see updates with the current prices, yields, etc. And we have automated systems that update the dividend information for you in this Google Sheet. So if you'd like access to this Google Sheet, and it would help you build a strategy for a dividend portfolio strategy to generate income to meet your income desires from dividend payers, you can get access to that, as well as our ETF Google Sheet and our puts ROIC, which is a part of our option strategy Google Sheet that we'll see in a couple minutes by joining our all access or VIP levels of our Patreon. So let me grab a quick drink, and we will take a quick look at our dividend payers. So little boy's doing well. He has lots of treasures. He hasn't been as noisy recently, so thank you for asking, Spacula. So here's our dividend payers. Again, the columns in gray are ones that are updated by our automated systems at the end of each day. The ones in white, these are Google Finance functions, so they update near real time, 20-minute delay. And so you can find those that meet your yield criteria, whatever time frame that you're looking for. You can see if it's monthly or quarterly, what industry it's in, whether it's optionable or not. See the risk reward for price appreciation. And then we have those that are flagged, if they're below 5%, we're, not terribly interested, given that we can get 5%, in a Webull account, near that in a Fidelity account, etc., or with treasuries. I know Walter Lyons yesterday mentioned O, so I had that in the questions to look at O. I've been looking at O. It's one we like. It's a dividend aristocrat, pays 26 cents currently monthly. You see it's a little high right now, 62. I'd like it, around 55 or so. Again, it's a REIT, a retail REIT, so it's bounced back up. But we watch that one and take any opportunity we can to get O. OPP, getting a little high right now. We've been watching that as well. See, MJ pays a small dividend. I've been looking at this clip, which is another covered call strategy on China. We've recently released a video talking in more detail about clip, but I'm possibly going to reevaluate that for a short-term play on China that pays a dividend. I know a lot of people like JEPI, JEPQ. I've been looking at those. Those are both a little high right now, but we may be looking at some additional dividend paying strategies, more shorter term. Trying to play. I haven't seen Easy Mike today, but I know he plays around the ex-dividend dates, so you can see when the ex-dividend dates are in this Google Sheet. I'll show you another nice feature is if you select the whole sheet and select filter, and you want to see upcoming ex-dividend dates, you can select the little filter on any column, and then filter by whatever criteria you want. So if I want to say a condition, I want to say date is after, and I could say today and click OK. Then I've now filtered down to just those that are going ex-dividend after today. So that we can see, okay, for next week, is there anybody that I want to particularly look at for their ex-dividend days? So we see OPPs going ex-dividend. If I want to get in and get that 10-cent dividend, I have to buy into OPP before 8/14, and then I might get a correction, on 8/14, equivalent to that ex-dividend or equivalent to that dividend, so a 10-cent drop to compensate for that dividend. If it overcompensates, again, that might be an opportunity. So again, another way you can use our dividend payers Google Sheet to identify potential dividend payers that might meet whatever strategy you want to employ. We've still got GLDI and SLBO. They just went ex-dividend. They're monthly dividend payers on silver and gold. If silver and gold peak out, we may exit those, take our profits on those long-term dividend payer strategies. I know some people like SAR has a high dividend. It recently went ex-dividend and it's quarterly, so we'll keep an eye on that for the next quarter possibly. UAN's another one that people like. It went ex-dividend again on 5/12, so the next one's probably around 8/12. I don't know why the Google Finance functions. Google Finance doesn't seem to like UAN. So if anyone in the chat wants to take a look at anything else in the dividend payers, please let me know. Also, if you'd like us to do research on additional dividend payers, again, you can request that. You put it in the comments to this video. Ask us in the Discord. Again, tag us in our Discord. We're at BeachBum Trading. In our Discord, again, our Discord's free to join. We're the only one with BeachBum Trading, all lowercase. If you see somebody with a pound sign and a number, that's an imposter. So again, you can tag us, ask us to do research on a dividend payer, on an option, as we'll see in our puts ROIC, etc. You can also always contact us via any of our other social media sites, via the links section of our homepage, beachbumtrading.com, bum without the U, and I'll also put that one up in the banner as well. So again, you can also find the invite to our Discord. We have a Facebook group, a Reddit community, etc. And you can find links to all those in the link section on our homepage. So our option strategies, we've got a couple that we use, again, to generate additional income, additional ways to make money trading while we're waiting for swing trading opportunities to present themselves. We sell covered calls against our existing positions when it's going up, buy them back when it's coming back down. We sell cash secured puts. In our case, again, we're doing the majority of our trading in retirement accounts. So we have to use cash secured puts, but we sell puts when things are going down, buy them back cheaper when they're going back up. And we'll look at our puts ROIC, which is potential opportunities that we're watching to sell puts. Again, in our case, cash secured puts. And we'll look at those opportunities. And again, if you'd like access to this Google Sheet, again, it gets updated by Google Finance function. That we have automated systems that pull the options data and update it at the end of each day on this Google Sheet. So if this would help you with your trading, make money by selling puts, you can get access to this Google Sheet as well as the dividend payers in our ETF Google Sheet by joining our Patreon at the All Access or VIP level. One that I'll note when we look at it that I added to the research tab, and I'll show you the tool that we use to identify new opportunities via our Google Sheet. As I'm adding SEDG, I believe they're a semiconductor. 818 right now is the expiration, and I've got a 190 strike price, so I'm watching that for an additional opportunity that we'll see. So here's our main watch list for puts, and we've got a sale out on Disney at 85. You can see the high was 265. My target prices for the ones that we're looking at, if it's in yellow, I've got a sell out on it. So you can see I'd really like the peak at 355, but we'll see. If it dips down, if the color is red, it means it went up. Green went down. So the greens I'm looking at entering a sell. Reds, it's going up, so not opportunistic time to sell. But if I already sold it and buying it back, then I'd be looking at that. Still got one out on Moderna. I got it pretty high at 710. We'll see if it spikes back up. You can see Moderna went back up a little bit. This Amazon one, the premium's pretty low, so I don't think, and that's out to the 2024. Same way with TQQQ. I don't think those are going to be good opportunities. I might have to take those off. So again, on the research tab, I add these in just to have our automated systems collect the data. We can see this new one, SEDG. Its high is about $1. And that seems to, I haven't dug into the chart further to see, but that's kind of my minimum. Oh, SEDG is Solar Edge, so it's another solar play. So again, if we see a strong rotation out of solar, that might give us a more attractive premium on SEDG. Again, the way the VIX has been so depressed lately, the premiums on these options, it hasn't been as attractive as it was, and they're not, moving as quickly as they were with a higher VIX. So if we see a perk up in the VIX this week with the NASDAQ rebalance and or the interest rate hike, we might get some better premiums in some of these opportunities. So we'll keep an eye on this and take advantage where we can. Again, another way to generate additional income. So if anyone has any additional options, just to quickly show you the tool on the Tools tab again. Every day at the end of market, after market, I use this option seller ROI, scroll through, see if there's anybody I'd be willing to own, be willing to sell a put against. So, and then if we want to add, I might either add it to the watch list if it looks very attractive, or add it to our research, have our automated systems collect the data, and then see if that's something we want to move up to our main watch list. And again, if you'd like us to run these systems and collect the data so you can see these opportunities, just let us know. And also, we've got a whole series of videos on how we develop these option strategies, how we use this puts ROIC Google Sheet to identify and take advantage of these options opportunities You can use the link for this series in the description box below or on our YouTube channel. And we also have a whole list of videos on how to use options, covered calls, how to sell covered calls using like E-Trade, Webull, etc., how to sell cash secured puts, etc., in the options playlist on our YouTube channel. So I looked at O for Walter Lyons. Walter Lyons mentioned O yesterday. Easy Mike, I haven't seen him, but he asked about potash. I'll quickly bring up our ETF spreadsheet. We'll look at the potash stocks that we watch. So again, this is in our ETF spreadsheet. If I identify a category or topic that I want to find, in this case, these are individual stocks, but we put them in here so that I can look at that category. And again, you can get access to this ETF spreadsheet 24/7 by joining all access or VIP levels of our Patreon. So I just scroll down and I find potash. The two we've got in our spreadsheet are IPI. IPI is the one that we've traded in the past. MOS, Mosaic, is another popular one to trade potash. So we could see right now it's a little high. IPI is at 25. I'd like it down at support at 17 to get my 2-to-1 risk reward profile. It's got a 52-week high at 56, so you can get a 3. So again, if that were to come within 10% of its support level, IPI would turn green, and I would look for opportunities to trade IPI. Again, Mosaic's another one, getting a little bit above support. It's at 38, support at 31. But again, if either of those presents an opportunity, they'll turn green in our spreadsheet, and then we'll be looking at opportunities. So again, we've traded IPI on potash profitably in the past. So again, how you can use our ETF spreadsheet to find opportunities, see where they're at relative to their risk reward profiles at any time if you have a trade idea on any category like that. So I hope that helps. I don't know. Alan Krantz asked the question, do you think the Fed Reserve or government is involved with oil or energy futures? I don't know the answer to that, although we do know that the government needs to refill the Strategic Petroleum Reserve, the SPR. How they're doing that, I had heard they put out a buy, and there weren't many takers. I can't remember the price they put that out at, but I know they said between 68 and 70 or so was their target price on oil, and we know oil's higher than that. I don't know if they're trying to buy futures to refill the SPR or not. So if there's any other BeachBum traders that know the answer to that, we'd greatly appreciate your input and let us know. Okay, if anyone else has any other questions, any other stocks that you'd like to take a quick look at, we can do that. Again, you can always ask additional questions in the comments if you'd like us to do due diligence on a stock, look at adding a dividend payer, look at options, etc. You can put that in the comments to this video. You can tag us in our Discord, again, any of our social media sites, plenty of ways to contact us, and we'll try to respond, as soon as we're able. Also, if there's any other ways that we can improve our weekly trading game plans, our other videos, our community to add more value for all of our BeachBum traders, please let us know that. We need your feedback to know how to improve. What do you like? What do you dislike? What would you like to see more, less, etc.? Also, we hope that you will share our content with your fellow BeachBum traders, invite them to join our community, join our Discord, join the live chats for our live streams. I see we're have a nicely growing group of BeachBum traders in our live chats on the weekends. And again, we do this for the benefit of our BeachBum trading community, so we hope that you're finding value in it. Please let us know how we can add more value, help you succeed in your trading career, help you make money trading. So let us know. And otherwise, we hope you have a great trading week, and we will see you on the trading floor. Have a great rest of your weekend and a great trading week for July 24th through the 28th. Thank you all for joining us, and thank you for watching. And again, have a great rest of your weekend. Bye.